Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to another weekly analysis. So let's make a recap on what happened last week because we had a couple of analysis for last week and they actually played out the way we expected them to play out. So let's start with USD card. Now I remember saying that USD card was going to come all the way to 1.36600 all the way down here, right? So now if we look, we've reached that level. Now, like I said before, it's from zone to zone. We're trading from a particular zone to a particular zone, from a particular price to a particular price. So I had an entry around here, then I had another entry around here because this was a very very important level on daily time frame. Now, because if you need to understand that we make these prices, or rather we plot out these prices from the daily time frame. But let's have a top down analysis. Let's start from the weekly. So rather from the monthly time frame. And on the monthly time frame, you can see that we are having very, very huge momentum to the downside. Now, I'll tell you something, right? Whenever you see a candle forming without a wick, the candle just know have it in mind that the candle is going to have a very, very, very what huge momentum. It's going to be a Marubuzu candle. It's going to be like this. Whenever you see candles without wicks, they're going to look like this. If you see right here, no wick, it's very huge, right? If you see no wick, it's very huge, right? So that's just a little pointer. But moving forward, that's not what we're here. Moving forward, on the monthly time frame, we are very bearish, right? You can see how we are rejecting from this area of interest. We've cleared it. Now we are back into what this area of interest. Now we should clear it. We should what clear it. Now is it possible that we might clear this zone? Yes, it is possible, but we have to be realistic and and work with what we see, not what we anticipate to happen, what we think should happen. So moving forward, now to the weekly time frame. Now on the weekly time frame, we can see that we've created structure. It's very important. We've created what structure? Created a lower low, created a lower high. We've created another what lower low. Now we haven't put in a lower high yet. So let's keep looking for what sells to the downside. Now if you look at this area where we are expecting to sell from, you can see that it is also strong on the weekly time frame. We have a bounce from here, a bounce from here, and another bounce from here. If we extend it to the left hand side, it should be a bounce from here and a bounce from here. Whenever you plot your levels, you want to go to the higher time frames. You want to go to the weekly time frame to see, if it is respected. That the stronger the zone on the more the zone is respected on the higher time frame, the stronger it is. The more the zone is respected on the higher time frame, the stronger it is on the lower time frame. That is why it is not advisable to plot your zones on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, and then expect the daily time frame to expect it. Trust me, it will blow past right through it. You see what I'm saying to you? So it's better to plot your levels from higher time frame perspective. Then it will be expected. But if you are trying to trade on the lower time frames, baby scalp, and then you plot the zones on the 4 hour and day time frame, then you can expect 30 minutes to 15 minutes to expect it. But don't expect the weekly time frame to respect your 4 hour area of interest. It is not going to happen. So moving forward, right? Now you can see that right now on the daytime frame, we've created beautiful structures to the downside, lower low and lower high, right? Now we've created a lower low. We're expecting the market to 4 hour time frame to respect it. You know, we're expecting the 4 hour time frame to expect it, have a nice retest and drop to the downside. As you can already see, we've rejected it. We've rejected it already. We've blown right through it. And we're expecting a retest. That's all that there is to happen right now. A retest. When that happens, excuse me, when that happens, we will need for this consolidation right here. You see this pullback right here, right? See this pullback. We will need it to be equivalent to the pullback that we're expecting to happen. Then we can say for sure. All right, the market has finish consolidating, now is about to give us an impulsive move. You need to understand that the market works, it works on history. You see what I'm saying to you? Whatever happens in the past is going to happen in the future, right? So if this has happened in the past, expect it to happen in the future. Now, is it 100% sure? No, but it is a basis to stand off of. You see what I'm saying to you? coming into the market blind will not help you, but it is a basis what to is a basis to stand off of and say, okay, I'm expecting this to happen. That is when formulating a plan comes in. Now you form the plan. Now if that doesn't if the plan does not happen, then you're not going to execute. And trust me, that will save you more than it will hurt you. So trust me. So moving forward, right? For USD CAD, our next area of interest, our next level, is 1.34500. You can see that these levels are, areas of interest that that are either 000 or 500, right? So now we're expecting a retest, and then now this will be the overall take profit, right? This will be the overall take profit in this range, but we would also not be closing totally, right? But we were having first take profits around here in case in case the market wants to reverse or something. But we have a first take profit, and then the way we calculate our first take profit is we use the impulse, and then we project it into the next level. Then wherever it is, then we execute and take our first TP around there. Then this place becomes the last take profit. So, as it is right now, that's how we've planned it. That's how I've planned it, and that's how I'm going to execute. Now moving forward, Cadjpy. I remember saying Cadjpy was very bullish. Now let's make a total analysis, and let's see what the market is saying from a high time frame perspective. It is important to always start from the high time frame. It is important. I don't know what's happening with my network. Let's give it a second. It is important to always start from the higher time frame perspective, so we can have a best eye view every week. I'll urge you to start from the higher time frame every week. To refresh your mind on why you're doing what you're doing, to refresh your mind on why you're bullish, why you're bearish, right? So in the monthly time frame, nothing has changed, but we can see there is huge momentum to the upside. This candle is not important until it has closed. So until the end of the month, then we can project and analyze this candle properly. So moving forward on the weekly time frame, we are still bullish because we've created structure, higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. And we're still putting in what a higher high. We do not know when the higher low will come in, but we're going to keep trading until it's ready to give us a consolidation, and then we'll relax, and then we'll kick back and wait for the market to conclude this consolidation, and then we'll execute again. You see what I'm saying to you? Now on the daily time frame, now we've had entries from this level. We've had what entries from 105.000, right? But we have another level to execute from right here, 106.000. We need a retest. We need a retest, but it hasn't broken out yet, and it's not yet giving us signs of reversals. But we, I'm expecting the markets to come here and put in the right shoulder. You know, I'm expecting the markets to come here and put in the right shoulder. It has given us a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, it broke above. More time it usually comes in to put in the right shoulder. Most of the time it does that. It does that, and then it will go up from there. But if in case it doesn't happen, we'll just continue with our buys. We continue to wait for we continue to wait for areas. Rather, sorry, we continue to wait for a retest of this level. Now, you might be thinking, what if it gives us a retest and then it fakes us out and comes back into this level? That is why we have entry signals. We will need a break of counter trend line and a break of structure to execute for buys. If that doesn't happen, if none of those happen, then and it goes down, and then we've successfully what save ourselves from unnecessary risk. So the plan for Cadjpy is this: it is if the market starts to reverse, I would execute from here. I would place a limit, and my stops will come right here below here. But if it does not, we will continue to push forward, expecting what a retest, a break, and a retest of 1.600, and we continue to buy what all the way to the upside. It's as simple as that. We're not going to do anything more. We're not going to do anything less. We're going to do just what that. Now for Euro USD, we can see that the dollar is quite weak, but we need to understand that when we trade what we see. If the dollar decides to be bearish tomorrow, we're going to be bearish. The same thing to you. We're not going to beat ourselves over it and say, "Oh, what's happening with the economy?" That doesn't concern us. What concerns us is what the market tells us to do. So if the dollar is if whatever happens right now, we can see that there's war going on. oil is shooting up to the upside. Gold is going up to the upside. Gold is getting to highs that it has never gotten to before. Bitcoin is rolling up all the way to the upside. The markets, they're moving. You see what I'm saying to you? It does not matter what direction they go, but surely as long as they trend, that is all that matters. And now on Euro USD, we have successfully cleared, a consolidation that has been happening rather for 2 years. We've cleared it. We formed two candles above it. Well, it basically looks like the same thing that happened here. But does that mean that I would say, oh, because it has happened before, it might be a fake out. I should be expecting to sell. No, I'm expecting to keep on buying because that is what the market is telling me. You do not trade off of what you think. You do not trade off of what you think should happen, or I feel this should happen, or I feel that might happen. You trade off of what you see. If we see a bullish structure, we're looking for buys. If we see bearish structure, we're looking for sales, right? We do not contradict it. Do not make up stories in your head. What we see, the weekly time frame is bullish, higher high, higher low, higher high. You see what I'm saying to you? Buys, we're looking for buys. If the market decides to open next week, sorry, if the market decides to open next week and then does this, that doesn't concern anybody. I will expect you to retest, and I will expect to keep on selling to the downside. It's as simple as that. You just have to be realistic when it comes to the market. You just have to be realistic. Whatever it tells you to do, that's what you do. You do not tell you what you want it to do. So on the daily time frame, you can see that this is a very, very important area of interest. We look into the past to plot out these levels. 1.45, 1.4500. Very, very important area of interest. And this will be the final TP. Now we're expecting it. Now, if you remember what I said about Cadjpy, it usually comes in to form a right shoulder. You can see it all the way here, right? Lower low, lower low, higher high. It came in to form the right shoulder, and I remember executing from here. This was where my execution started from. It came in to form the right shoulder, and we're expecting that of Cadjpy. But if it does not happen, we'll continue to be, pardon, excuse me, we'll continue to be what realistic. We expect it to go up, retest, and then continue to buy all the way to the upside. Now on Rio USD, the market is already giving bullish engulfings. It's looking like it's about to reverse to the upside, and there are people buying already. But I rather the market leaves me and does not come into my area of interest than I execute it, prematurely and then take a loss. You see what I'm saying to you? I rather miss it than take a loss. So you know only if it does not come to my area of interest. So now all we know is that the market might be creating a structure to the downside. Whatever happens. Now I'm expecting the market to what come into this area, come into 1.4500. Now when it does that, we expect to look for the bounce and then buy. Now if it does not do that, we will just continue to look for areas where we could buy from. This is the next area we could buy from. Or if the markets decide to, give us, some sort of, structure on the daily time frame. This is the 4 hour time frame, but on the daily time frame, I will look for buys. We'll look for buys off of the demand. You see what I'm saying? We look for buys off of the what demand. We don't look for buys off of this level. No, we look for buys off of the demand right here, and then we'll continue to push to the upside. That's what we expect to happen on the daily time frame if it does not retest. But 9 times out of 10, it should retest. 9 times out of 10, it should retest. If it doesn't, we look for other pairs. We have multiple pairs. We have 3 pairs right now that are trending into the direction we need it to. Looking like they have opportunities for next week. The same thing to you. We do not have to ponder on this one pair. We have multiple pairs. But I will advise you to always trade a certain amount of pairs. 2, 3, 4, fine. Do not have GPAUD today, GPUSD tomorrow, Euro USD next tomorrow, gold today, Bitcoin next tomorrow. No, you're going to do yourself more harm than good. You have to master. You see what I'm saying? Here, what we do in trading, you have to master mastery. You see what I'm saying to you? You have to master it. You see what I'm saying? And that goes for becoming one with the pair. You see what I'm saying? I can be able to point out places in the market where I've taken losses. I can be able to point out places in the market where I've taken profit. You see what I'm saying to you? All because what I mastered these pairs. You see what I'm saying? And to be very honest, you have to trade the pairs that are attached to the dollar. You see what I'm saying to you? And those are the type of pairs that that there's something called mass human psychology. Euro USD is one of those pairs that are associated with mass human psychology because everyone is trading Euro USD. Everyone is trading Euro USD. It's a popular pair. And so it is going to have a lot of movement in the market. If it's consolidating, it's going to consolidate. But when it is trending, it is going to trend perfectly because why? A lot of people are in the market. A lot of what people are in the market. So that will be all for this week. Euro USD, USD CAD, and Cadjpy. As you have planned it, I expect you to execute it that way. If it does not come into your plan, do not rush, do not pursue the market. Let the market come to you. The market goes, the market feeds those who are patient. You see what I'm saying to you? The market feeds those what who are patient. The thing about the market is it might start going your way like it is right now. It's having a bullish engulfing on the 1 hour time frame. It's having a a change of structure, a shift of structure rather. You know, a head and shoulder pattern is forming already on the 1 hour time frame, and then you might think, oh, I'm about to miss the move. You see what I'm saying to you? You might think, oh, you can see lower low, lower high, lower low, high high. It's giving a head and shoulders, an inverse head and shoulders. Sorry, you might start thinking, oh, I'm about to miss the move. You see what I'm saying to you? Let it come to you. Do not pursue the market. If you do that, you are pursuing the market. You have an area of interest. Let it will come to you. So that's all I'm going to be saying for this video. And I hope and I pray that you lot follow your plan. I keep saying it every time. Please follow your plan. It's very important. The only way you can have an edge over the market is when you follow your plan and with follow and in your plan you should have what proper risk management. So follow your plan. Follow your plan to the letter. You will not hear me say follow your strategy. No. Your plan is most important. Everyone has a strategy until you see what I'm saying to you until you take a loss. Everyone has a strategy until you take a loss. You see what I'm saying to you. So follow your plan. It will help you more than you know. So that will be all for this week. See you next week. Like and subscribe and leave a comment.